So this is Broughton Hall, and this is going to be my home for the next 3 or 4 days while I do all the photography for them. I'm quite lucky, it's actually the second or third time I've been here, but it's such a vibrant place, although obviously it's an old stately home, very historical place, but there's an awful lot of stuff going on here. There's the business park, there's the well-being centre, the spa, and there's a real buzz about this place, so my job is going to be cut out getting photographs. All the main parts of the building of the estate are called names like Avalon, Eden, Utopia. There's a very sort of spiritual, new age vibe about the whole place, but it's an interesting place, really beautiful, and when the weather's like this you just can't beat it, basically. So one of the main reasons that I've come to Broughton is to do hopefully an iconic shot of their new well-being spa centre, which is an amazing building. You can see it in the background. They want the definitive shot of it, but as you can also see, there are a few problems, namely that it's a very busy place. There are lots of cars parked, there are people coming and going, so really the only way I'm going to be able to get this is to do it as probably a nighttime shot, and I'll get them to barrier off the car park. So this is empty. There is another problem too, which is the fact that there is no exterior lighting on the building. So I'm going to have to try and invent something in order to brighten it up and make it stand out, because I'd like to get the trees in silhouette with some kind of sunset, which hopefully there will be, in the background, and the building jumping out of the shadows of the trees in the foreground. But there are an awful lot of factors that need to be sorted before we get there. But we'll give it a try anyway. Something I'd quite like to point out is that there is a great difference between doing a shot for commercial purposes and doing some of the landscape work where I do. For commercial purposes, there is only one shot, and that's got to be the perfect one. The client is expecting me to deliver a perfect shot of the building, and of course it isn't perfect, so I've got to use pretty well every trick in the book to do it. And in fact, what I'm actually thinking is that it's going to involve 5 or 6 shots, which I will then have to combine to make the final version. But apart from that, there is the exterior of the building, there is the light coming from the interiors, which is limited, then there will be the night sky as well, and a bit of light in the foreground. So all these elements have to really be treated like separate shots, and then you put the whole lot in the mixing bowl and in Photoshop and stir it up, and hopefully that will give us the iconic shot. So the witching hour is nearly upon us. The light's beginning to go down in the sky, and the only light that we've got on the building is actually coming from the windows. So what I've got to do is light up the exterior walls, and I've got a boot full of high-powered flash and some quite sophisticated lighting technology, but I'm actually going to use the headlights of my car, which is seriously low-tech, but in this particular case it's going to work very well and much easier. So I'm going to point the headlights at various different sections of the wall and take a number of different shots, so that by the time I put the whole thing together it'll mix into one long lit up wall, and hopefully it will get the effect we want. Okay, here goes. Wish me luck. So that's how we do it. Well, I hope that's how we do it anyway. But all the elements are in place now on I was going to say on film, but that's showing my age. They're all on digital capture, which now means that I can download them onto Photoshop and start building up a final image. Can't wait to get on that computer and see what happens. So now that I've got all the individual images on independent layers in Photoshop, it's a relatively simple exercise to combine them. I'm not going to go into the details of that right now, but look out for a video in the future where I'll explain exactly how it was done. Using a similar technique, I did another shot the following night to show how the three buildings, Broughton, Utopia and Avalon, all connect. It involved shooting from the roof of a Ford Transit in a howling gale. Nothing is ever straightforward. So, after all that running about, I'm absolutely knackered, I'm hot, sweaty, and there's only one thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to go into Avalon and I'm going to jump in the jacuzzi. As ever, thanks for watching, and if any of this has hit the spot, please do share and subscribe, and I'll keep the videos coming.